we'll bring up Tone. I think Tone said you got your. Oh, my bad, Tone. I invite you to unmute. You're unmuted, Tone. You with us? One more time. It says you're muted. Invite to unmute. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay,
you have muted me back, but it's
my
cool.
bad. Yeah, I was trying to do the. I think we just hit the button right at the same time, so my bad. All right. So God is not evil. What's your evidence?
It's okay. Both.
Oh.
Is the
Yeah, it sounds like you're so sorry to interrupt, but your your Wi-Fi is like in a blender. So yeah, so maybe try to find a different spot that's a little bit better.
Can you?
Yeah. I'm getting like every third word. So,
okay.
All right, here I'll mute you again, and I'll bring the next.
Hold on.
Okay. We'll give him a minute. Oh, please don't fall. Please don't get hurt. I'm not worth it.
Okay, better.
No.
I'm not co-fault.
Okay, yeah, just
no,
yeah, man. Don't break a leg or nothing like that. Just trying to talk to me. It's not much better. Yeah, it's still kinda...
no, man, because I wanna answer the question. You know what I'm saying?
I think we might be good.
I want to answer the question. I want to be able to. Okay, I want to be able to answer the question, and I guess maybe help some people.
All right. Let's see what happens. All right. So evidence that God is not evil. What do you got? Yeah, let's try it. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, so God is the lion and the lamb. So in a sense of just, dumbing down for all of us, even me, because I ain't no better than nobody. A lion, when he gets ready to devour something, he's not going to play with it. He's going to kill it and eat it. Okay. That's it. A lamb, you have to basically protect the lamb, do things for the lamb, guide it, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? So answering that question with that is with that. Now, another point is that far as it says in scripture that his thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. So in a bit of what I've been listening to, I feel like people, or we, I ain't gonna say people, I'm not gonna say people, I'm gonna say me. Me as a people, is that the fact that we have to understand that we can't even famine what he feels, thinks, or wonders. We can't famine that. So the question of knowing if he's a God where he's going to destroy just because, or not destroy just because, that'd be a never-ending conversation. This would be a never-ending conversation, basically.
Okay. So what I'm here, let me jump in, Tone. So what I'm hearing then is what you're saying is since God is the lion and the lamb, and we cannot fathom what God thinks or what God knows, then we can't call this God evil. Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I didn't say he's not evil. What I'm saying is this. Okay, I put it in this gesture. You got kids?
Yeah, I got kids.
All right. Just as me. All right. So, just as I'm sorry. So, certain things my kids are not going to understand at the age. My daughter, I'm going to put a prime example. She's finna get ready to graduate, thank God, on Tuesday. So, even by her graduating and knowing just the similar things of life as growing up, doing the things that teenagers, some of what grown people do, depending on who she's hanging around, which I know, but still, you know what I'm saying? The things that they talk about, this, that, and the third, right? But because she does not know how to navigate through life, she's going to have to ask me or whomever that she trusts how to navigate through life. Correct?
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Or when you're...
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or you want to land the plane real quick?
Oh. Uh,
or was there something you want to
if
add?
you need me, if you need me to, I don't
Oh
have no
no, if
problem
there's
with
something
that.
you want to add, yeah, I just
Oh
want
no
to
no no
sneak in. I just got a question and I
no.
want to,
Go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead, go
Okay,
ahead
you
with the
good?
question. Go
Okay.
ahead with the question.
All right.
Yeah.
So then if you, because if I also heard what you're saying is, yeah, I got kids, and so your daughter's about to graduate, and there was things that she did, and there are things that you had to discipline her for, and she's not going to understand everything. Is
Correct.
is that just I'm getting?
Correct.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yes, sir.
Okay. Would it be loving and good for you to kill your daughter to punish her?
No, we can't go to extreme.
Can't go
You're
to
going to
extreme.
you're going to the no. Okay. First of all, no, 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 no. Let me take that back because this is your panel. I'm not telling you what you can't do. What I'm
Oh,
saying
you
is
can criticize it. It's fine. I
oh
can
no
take
no no no
criticism.
no
That's fine. You can say, hey, you're
no
going to
no it's not.
extreme. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, no, you can do that. That's fine. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
So
that's fine.
so I think okay, what I'm saying is this. Just to jump on just that what you just said. Now, if
Mhm.
my daughter, okay, for instance, if I walked in the house and my daughter was having sex with a guy, would
Yeah,
I beat her or would I talk to her? Well, of course, I'm not gonna beat her.
hmm,
Okay, I'm definitely gonna talk to her, but in a manner of as if I am whooping her. Because at the end of the day, if I don't do anything, the world will. The world is not going to love her like how I love her.
I got you.
The world is not going to give her chances after chances like I would.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If you caught your daughter prostituting herself, would you light her on fire?
I will whoop my daughter's ass. I wouldn't
But
set
would
her
you?
on fire.
Okay.
No,
But you wouldn't set her on fire. Okay.
no.
But you probably put belt to ass. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So then
I mean,
why
because
then?
even,
Okay.
go ahead, go ahead, go
Well,
ahead.
my
Sorry.
question then is then if that now would it be morally good for you to set her on fire? Let's say she's
Would it be
running
more
she's running a little
than
brother out of her bedroom and you caught her doing that, She got Johns coming in
good?
there, this and that and the
Mm-hmm,
third, and you caught
mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
Would it be morally good for you to light her on fire?
It would be morally good for me to discipline her.
Yeah, I'm talking about lighting her on fire though. Would it be
Okay,
morally
that's
good
what.
for you to do that?
No, it won't be morally good for me to do that.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
that's a question that everybody would. I mean, you wouldn't even do that to your own daughter
I
or
would not do that
sons.
to my daughter. Not in a thousand
Million
trillion
years, right?
hundred septillion.
Correct.
No,
No,
I'd never ever do
right.
that. Okay.
Correct.
So then in that case, then
My,
why is there a Mosaic law that allows fathers to light their daughters on fire if they're prostitutes?
well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not that historical deep, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. So so my objective for that is this: in different countries, different different countries, they have or their beliefs are different.
Hmm.
Just like in certain cities, if people go to jail, it's people still go to jail and they stay in jail for the wrong things, and they'll never get out just because of for what one person have done. And me and you didn't talk about that because that was our first conversation when I spoke to you. So my my objection to all this is this: as our God, to our Father, I look at Him and think of Him because, like I said, our thoughts are not His thoughts. I respect Him to the manner of as my earthly Father because that's what the Bible says. The
Okay.
Bible says, "Honor thy mother and thy father, and you shall live." So, within saying that, it's more so like basically what I just said. For what the topic is, I just don't believe that God is sitting up there toying with us just because I believe that there are certain things that once again, we can't think to famine to wonder why certain things are happening or why they happening, but then in the same breath, good things happen within the same manner.
Okay.
So we can all.
I got to be honest with you, Tone. I'm sorry. I got to jump in. It's been like a minute and a half,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
but I got to jump in because it doesn't really answer my question.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
here's the Mosaic Law right above my head, Leviticus 21 verse 9. So it says, when the daughter of a priest profanes herself through prostitution, she profanes her father, she shall be burned to death. This is from God, right?
Okay, well, this is the Old Testament.
This is the
This
Old
is the
Testament.
Old Testament, not Old Testament, and New Testament. See that's a whole totally different. That's a whole totally different story.
Perfect.
Okay?
So are you saying then, Tone, that it is in some situations it is morally good to burn your daughter to death when she profanes herself through prostitution?
No. What I'm saying is this:
Okay.
the reason why. No. Okay, let me. And I'm gonna shut up after this because I believe in my belief that this will answer that. When Jesus came, when God made Jesus to come down to earth for us, for our sins, it was specifically because of the Old Testament. If we was living and doing the things that we're doing up today, none of us would be here. None of us would be here. So that answers that question.
Okay, so
none of us would be here.
Because Jesus came down, so I'm still not understanding why God would give us a law that says this.
Oh, that was the Old Testament, brother. That's what I'm saying. That
right
now
we're
living
why,
in a New
why does
Testament.
that matter that it's the Old Testament? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Because we don't suppose it because we don't suppose to live in yesterday. We supposed to live in a New Testament now.
Completely disagree.
Right, we don't suppose to live in yesterday. What was yesterday was yesterday,
okay.
and what's for hope for tomorrow.
Thing?
Go ahead.
Jesus said he came to fulfill the law, not abolish it. Did he not? That's in context to speaking about the law of the Old Testament.
Yeah, we can do that one too. So that's usually what I do. Matthew 5:17 through 20.
I just heard the oh, that's Old Testament, not New Testament, and I just that can't stand.
Yeah,
that does. I'm sorry, that does what?
Well,
I can't. That can't stand.
What Welsh is referring to?
That can't stand. How can it not stand?
Well, what Welsh is referring to is Matthew chapter 5 verses 17 through 20, and this is Jesus himself saying, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law, which is the Mosaic Law, or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill." Now, let me stop right there, and let's talk about that word fulfill.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about that word fulfill. So if you're driving in your car, it's pretty clear you got a car, but if you're driving in your car and you're driving the speed limit, are you fulfilling the law or are you abolishing the law?
I'm obeying the law.
Yeah. Are you fulfilling it by obeying it?
For not to get a ticket, of course, yes.
Yeah, so you're fulfilling the law, right? You're obeying the law. And so now does that mean that once you have fulfilled the law, obeyed the law, are you allowed to drive any speed limit you want the next time you go down that road?
No, it does not.
You have to follow the law every time, right?
Oh, right.
Okay, so then that's what Jesus is saying here. He hasn't come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it, to follow the law, to obey the law. And he even says it here in the next verse. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away. So pretty clear, heaven and earth have not passed away yet, right?
Right.
Not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. So these are two conditions. Heaven and earth have not passed away, and has all been accomplished.
Go further. Hold on. Just as much.
I'm almost there. But has all been accomplished? Has it?
I'm sorry. Repeat that question again.
Or repeat what
you said again.
Has all been accomplished?
No, because if that was the case, none of us would be here right now.
Exactly. So all has not been accomplished. So that means, these two verses tell you that the Mosaic Law is still in effect, which means that Leviticus 21:9 is still in effect. That's what Jesus is saying. Well, I just read it to you. Okay, I just read it to you. Jesus told you it's still in effect. It says it right there. It says, until heaven and pass away, not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all is accomplished. And you did say, not all is accomplished, and heaven and earth have not passed away. So that means not one letter, not one stroke of a letter will pass from the law. It means the law is still in effect.
And it's still and within saying that, correct? Now, let's not forget that I did clearly say that God ways are not our ways. God thoughts are not our thoughts. So within that passage of you guys, you reading that, you still can't fathom what it means of the true meaning of everything that has been said. Because at the end of the day, he still created Jesus for us to wipe away our sins. For us, so we won't have to get his judgment. Because if that was the case, we would not be here.
Okay,
it still falls in a line.
Help me out here, Tone.
We can't.
Are you telling me that when Jesus says the law will not pass until heaven and earth pass away until all is accomplished? Are you telling me that doesn't really mean what it says?
No, it actually means what it says. What I'm saying, so then, I never said that it didn't. I said our ways are.
Then help me out. If that's what it says about the law, about the Mosaic Law, how is this not in effect? This is the Mosaic Law, Leviticus 21, verse 9. Jesus said it's in effect, but you're telling me, well, he said it's in effect, but that law is not in effect. Help me out with that. That does. I asked you. I did ask you. Is this law in effect? And you said no, it's not in effect.
No, you asked me, but I never said that it wasn't in effect. What I clearly said to you was what God's thoughts are and his ways. That's what I said.
Okay.
Don't switch my words.
Is Leviticus 21:9 in effect? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So then that means that if you follow the law and your daughter, you catch your daughter being a prostitute, you can burn her to death.
No, that does not mean that. That's the reason why I said that. That's the reason why I said that the New Testament, and when God gave us grace and mercy, that's what that goes to, sir. Because at the end of the day, we can go back and forth, laugh, giggle. But if that was the case, then you stole before, correct? Have you ever stolen anything?
Yes,
have
when
you
I was
ever
a little
lied?
kid. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you ever lied? So do you think you should have been burnt or killed? Or do you think you should have been justified of how you was punished?
Because I'm not a Christian. Yeah. I should have been,
but that's neither here
I should have
there.
had consequences.
That's neither here there.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about.
So within the consequences, do you feel to think that the way how you was punished, or whatever the case may be, do you think you was deserved to be punished that way?
Of course, but it's not relevant to what we're talking about. This isn't relevant.
Yes, it is.
I'm asking you. No. Hold on.
Should I light my daughter up if she was a prostitute?
Yeah,
it's no difference.
Okay, so what you're saying then? Okay, so I'm asking you if you're saying, because first. Okay, I'm gonna replay this when you're gone, because you did say this was not in effect. You did say that, and
no, I did not.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna play it back, and then I'm gonna clip it. I'm telling you, Tone.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna clip it.
That's fine.
All right,
that's fine. I don't care about that.
Okay, but help me out here, because if this law is still in effect, okay, and this is God's law, but on the other hand,
Leviticus
21 verse 9. Yeah, 21:9. You're telling me that, and is this a morally right law that God gave? Is this law morally right?
Hold that thought. I'm going to answer that in one hot second, because you're sticking to one verse where there are many
Oh, brother,
verses to
I got
just
many,
that
many
one
more.
thing. So,
I got many, many more.
yeah,
This is just one example.
no. Just because of that's one example, it all connects to one thing though. So
Okay.
you're my argument of with this is that you're sticking to one thing, but you're not finishing the thing. That's what I'm saying.
I'm finishing it. I'll give you, I got many more. This is just one example, Tone. I got many, many more. This is just one example. But see, here's the other piece of it. You're telling me, so this is like your aunt putting a baby in the oven one time. And you're telling me that she's still a good person if she does that? If she just puts only one baby in the oven and bakes it, she's still a good person.
I never said that. I never said that.
All right. So this isn't, I'm not just cherry picking one little tiny example. This is an example, like one little tiny thing, and then there's nothing else wrong with the Bible. This is just one of the many problems wrong with the Bible. This is just one. I just picked one. And so that's what I'm trying to understand from you. We both have daughters. We both wouldn't burn our daughters, even if they were turning tricks somewhere. Okay? We wouldn't do that. Now, I wouldn't even whoop my daughters. I wouldn't even do that. Now, she's just underage. I would get her intervention. I would get her counseling, all that stuff, but I wouldn't punish her for that. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. My point is...
Okay, right here it says Timothy 1, Timothy 3, 4, 3, verse, Timothy 3, 4 and 5. In the New Testament, leaders must manage their families well, reflecting the same principle in the family's condition, reflecting their other ministries. Basically, what I get from that is basically stating the New Testament, as I just said, is that everything that you're talking about and everything that you're saying, which is facts, but that's the reason why there's a New Testament.
Okay. So which trumps then? You're saying the New Testament trumps, and why does it trump this?
Why does it trump the Old Testament?
Yeah.
Because or what we're talking about in state in hand right now, because everything that you're saying, yes, it's absolutely correct, sir. It's correct. But because of Jesus, because of God seeing that
just
the way how he slaughters us and does the things that he was doing, that's the reason why he sent Jesus to forgive our sins, to have more mercy and grace on us. Okay. That is the reason why.
Are we to follow the old Mosaic Law or not?
No. That is the reason.
Even though Jesus said to follow the Mosaic Law.
That is the reason. No. And I just read the testimony. I just read First Timothy. We can't go off that too, sir. You can't stay on one thing.
Who wrote First Timothy?
You can't do that.
Wait, hold on. Who wrote First Timothy?
Hold on. Okay.
Who wrote it?
No, I don't know who wrote First Timothy.
Paul wrote it.
That's why I said I'm not. But I clearly said that I'm not
Paul
that
wrote
deep.
First Timothy.
I read and study. I'm just studying.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Paul wrote, you can fact check me later, but Paul wrote First Timothy, right? So, who is to be believed, Paul or Jesus? Who trumps who? Like, you played spades before, right? Which one is the guarantee? Who's the guarantee card?
but if so since we're gonna go there, right? In the same token,
hold on.
Within Timothy, no.
Help me out. Answer my question, brother. Yeah. Who's the guarantee? Yeah, who's the guarantee?
It's the guarantee. It's Jesus. It's guaranteed.
Okay, Jesus is the guarantee spade, right? Over Paul, right? He's the Joker
guarantee, at the same time, right? Paul. Wait. But Paul was a disciple before Jesus came about, and you know that. So within saying that, when Jesus came.
He was not a disciple before Jesus came about. No.
Oh, okay, so if he wasn't, what was he?
He was a Pharisee. He was a Pharisee that was killing Christians. And then remember in Acts, we got to go through Acts. Okay, you just got to go read through Acts, and then you see what happened to Paul. He had a transformation, right? He saw Jesus, and Jesus went to him and said, "Why are you persecuting me?"
Why you right? Okay, already. Okay,
that is after Jesus was crucified. Paul bumped his head and had a delusion and saw this, and then converted to, and then decided to be a Christian. So this wasn't he wasn't before Jesus. He was after Jesus died. He wasn't even an original apostle.
No, he wasn't. I know that for sure.
Okay,
I know that.
So,
but
if Jesus is this guarantee spade, then that means it trumps what it says, what you just read in 1 Timothy. Matthew 5:17 and 18 trumps what you just read.
Nah.
Okay, I don't want to play spades with you, brother. Only if you're my partner, because you're just throwing down your own rules. He'd be like, you put down a 2 of spades, you'd be like, I win.
Oh no! I'm not throwing out rules. See, my goal with this is,
my goodness,
I already have my mind made up. So that's one. 2.
You already got your mind made up.
I already have my mind made up. So it really doesn't matter what you say.
Clearly,
no, it doesn't.
Clearly,
but at the end of the day, but I know to the fact that Jesus, the Old Testament, yes, people, God did things that nobody will ever even understand, or even me. So that's the reason why Jesus was brought down to earth, for us to be able to have sovereign, for us to be able to live, for us to be able to do what we're doing right now. So, because all this is just really, to me, is debating, but it's good debating. It's knowledge. It's seeing how other people feel and what they think. So that's how I feel about the situation. All but right. On your topic, though, the topic says, is God just straight evil? No, he's not straight evil. What the word says is God is the lion and the lamb. So that's that.
Yeah. So he's not evil, even though he has a law that allows you to burn your daughter. No, he's not evil. He's not evil, even though he's got, he says in Deuteronomy that, he's not evil, even though he says in Deuteronomy that he would take delight in ruining and destroying people. He's not evil.
Okay, well, if that was the case, then half of us wouldn't still be here. We wouldn't be here doing this right now, bro.
Yeah.
So
okay. So just because he didn't do it, but he would take delight in it, he's not evil.
He created us.
He created us.
He created us. He created everything.
So he gets to just ruin and destroy people whenever he wants, with no regard.
If there are things, okay, well, let's put it this way: you're your God in your home. If your daughter disobeys you, son disobeys you, you're supposed to discipline them, talk to them, make them do whatever that they dislike, that they don't want to do. That's the way of God.
Should I enjoy destroying them?
No, but you should indulge with the fact that, okay, I'm making sure that what they done, they're not going to do it again.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about enjoying destroying them. I'm talking about enjoying it, ruining them, destroying them. Like enjoy anything. Yeah, like if I ruin my daughter and destroy her, I should enjoy that.
You can answer that question, brother. I already answered that one.
Okay. So, okay, but it's okay for God to do that?
Yeah.
All right. What moral principle makes it good for God to ruin and destroy his creation?
Because he's the lion and the lamb. He created us all.
Well, what moral principle is that, though? Because that's like, you know what a moral principle is, right, brother?
Yes, I do. Moral principles is just about what moral principle that I hold in my household, that I hold to me, that I hold to what I give them to hold, to have something with them for my kids.
Well, like a moral principle is something to the effect of like, the golden rule, right? That's a moral principle. Keep your promises. That's another moral principle, right?
Right, man of your word. Man of your word.
Yeah. Don't lie. That's another moral principle. So that's what I'm kind of going after. So I don't understand what this lion and the lamb thing is, how that's a moral principle.
Well, it's a moral principle because at the end of the day, it says in his word, his yea is yea and his nay is nay.
Okay.
So it's his principle.
So
he's lion and the lamb. The lion and the lamb, what that means is the lion means don't play with me.
Okay.
The lamb means if you obey my word, I will give you the things of your heart. That's what the word says.
Okay. If we found out that there was a more powerful God than God, and that God says something opposite of what God says, your God says, would it be the morally right thing to do to follow that God?
Well, if you really want to know, no. And the reason being is because God says he's named many, he's of many names. Because whatever God, hold on, I'm finna ask you a question. So for whatever God that be, maybe another God, he's from the higher power God. So I would never listen to.
What I'm saying is that this God that we find out about is more powerful than the God you're talking about. So it's another God that's more powerful. It's just this God just emerged, and we just found out about this God.
Okay, well, there's no such thing.
Well, I'm just saying, what if there was? And this God says to do the exact opposite of what your God says to do. Should we follow that God?
That's up to the person's discretion, but no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I'm going to stick to what I will stick to what I know.
So even if that God is more powerful than your God, and that God says, no, it's a sin, everything that you know that your God's been telling you, all that's a sin. And so you're going to continue following your God? It's all a sin, and you're going to go to hell. If you continue to follow this God, it's all a sin. You're going to go to hell.
Okay, then as we say on earth, I have to check his receipts, because at the end of the day, my God, the fruit that I bear to make sure that I am giving God what is required.
Okay.
As long as my fruit is of season, I would never turn.
Okay. And if you check the receipts and it checks out, are you following this new God?
If it checks out, then of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Hey, Tone, your time's up, and they voted to move on to the next one. So, hey, appreciate you coming up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
So the moral principle is might makes right. That's what it is.